So hi everyone. Welcome to the end of week 2. Feels like week 14 in the semester, but it's only week 2. Um, Here we are. I'm at my home on a Saturday, just having read through all your responses to Little Red Riding Hood, and they were really fun to read. Oh my goodness. I really appreciate when you all start to engage in each other's ideas. And some of you did such a good job of picking up what the various versions kind of afford in our culture. Um, all of them are so messed up, and and even the ones that are tamer are still, you either get to be violent or you get to be a victim. Some of you pointed out how it's not any less problematic that the choices for men in these tales are to be a predator or to be a savior. And that's not helpful either. So how do we start to, offer up a more expansive way to be a human? No matter what gender you identify with. So yeah, you guys did some really good work with these. And clearly these ideas are alive and well in our culture, whether you've seen these original tales or not. I think some of you pointed out that, you still hear sentences like, what was she wearing, or why was she walking alone at night? We still do a lot of blaming of straying from the path. And ultimately what we'd hope is everybody can go on an adventure without fear. And then Bugs Bunny, man, you guys were all over the place. Those were really fun to read. Like some of you were like, yeah, it's still better, and some of you were like, oh my God, he's a creeper. So those were great. I sent a few of you an email. I went ahead and gave everybody full credit this week for the responses, but I do have to say, moving forward, that I'm really expecting these to be 3 or 4 paragraphs. This is the only way we're communicating is through your writing to me, or if you were to record your video response, that'd be fine too. But I'm expecting that you'll point to specific places in the reading, that you'll quote passages sometimes, or at least summarize, and that it won't just be a post kind of in general about the ideas. So I put some examples, thanks to those of you who, lots of you wrote, I could have used tons of models, but I put some examples on the example student work page so that you can start to look. I would, for those of you who got emails from me saying, hey, this is a little short, I would look at those examples and kind of we'll norm each other along the way. So like I said, I gave you full credit this time because we're getting to know each other, but I am expecting, I think this is in place of face-to-face class, so I don't think it'd be unusual to have to take an hour to do the reading and the responding on any one post. So yeah, and thank you. Thanks for figuring it out together. Okay, so moving forward, this next week, you are going to read in the Cinderella series and answer some questions about that. I've also included a very short reading that is one of my favorites from Emma Donoghue. She has a book called Kissing the Witch, which is just gorgeous, and it's old tales in new skins, and it's a very updated, more modernized version of these fairy tales. Emma Donoghue's the one who wrote Room, that just got turned into a movie. So she's won awards with this book of Kissing the Witch, which is each woman telling her story to the next woman, kind of like how did you end up how you are. So you're going to read a version of Cinderella called The Tale of the Shoe. So by Wednesday, you'll have a couple of prompts, one about the Cinderella tales. And that prompt, if you don't feel like talking about that exact thing that I'm asking, feel free to talk about other things in the Cinderella tales. But remember to point to very specific versions in your response. And then I'm going to ask you to talk about Emma Donoghue's The Tale of the Shoe. And then this is our first shot at what we're calling our makes. And we'll do these a few times. We're going to be in 2-week make cycles, like I explained. Coming up after this week will be a 2-week make cycle around our series books. So we're going to end this make on Friday by either you remixing Cinderella into a new poem or a piece of art or some combination. So I want you to either take the perspective of someone else in the story, or change the setting, or change the language, or change the gender, make Cinderella a boy. I don't know. I want you to play with this in some way, and I gave you some examples. And just be playful with this. I will, be kind. I know we're not all poets or artists, so I'm wanting you to just try something out. If you do some art, you can just take a picture and upload that image. So, if you have better ways to share it, just let me know. I'd be okay with that. So that's this week coming up. By now, you should have also joined Goodreads and joined our group. We'll be posting reviews in a couple of weeks. And then the only other thing I want to make sure is that your books are coming. You're going to need Donald Miller's Reading in the Wild and your series book within a week, like by next week. So I'm hoping all your books are on the way, or at least you can do them as a Kindle reader and get them immediately. Donald Miller's book's actually an e-text, I think I said, in our library, so you should be able to get your hands on it no matter what. And that's the following week. I think that's it. In a nutshell, great updates about to come. You should be writing your response by Wednesday to Cinderella. I have a cat. This is Barley Pop, who's, so these cats were bottle fed because their mother abandoned them. So we have two cats, Lemonade and Barley Pop, who have only known people and being bottle fed. So they're really weird and very affectionate. And he's huge. He's a ginormous cat who's very friendly. Apologies. Okay, I think that's it. Cinderella coming up and the make on Friday. And I'll send you reminders, and I'm just really enjoying reading all of your work, and thank you so much. Stay out of this heat if you're in the area and out of the smoke, and enjoy the rest of your Labor Day weekend. Thanks.